guys, and welcome to today's free tutorial. I'm sure you will be very excited about this because this is a fondant tutorial. This is a basic fondant tutorial. It can be your go-to recipe, like if you are in a hurry and you need to make fondant for a rush cake order. This is the perfect recipe for you. It's very easy to put together. Of course, this is not like the flexible kind that I do in my classes, but this is perfect for those of you who are just beginning to try your hand on making fondant. So for this recipe, you will need 400 grams of white large marshmallows, any brand, doesn't really matter. You will also need powdered sugar. My preferred brand, of course, is Penco. And you will need 700 grams of powdered sugar. Why do I like Penco? Because it has really fine granules. I really like how silky it makes the fondant. And you will also need 100 grams of cornstarch. You will also need a very small amount of shortening. This is mostly for your hand. And the table so that when you need your fondant, it won't stick to the table. Of course, you will need a sifter for all of the stuff that you need to sift. Alright, so let me just weigh this and then we'll start making our fondant. Of course, to weigh things, you will need a weighing scale. Make sure after you put the bowl, the measurement is 0. Or otherwise, you will have a very hard time getting the right weight. Okay, so it's 510. These are actually 500 gram packs, but maybe they pack in a little extra because it's 510. There you go. Oops, 687. So make sure it's exactly 700. Ooh, 99, amazing. There. So that's 700 grams, and we can now start doing our fondant. Okay, so what I do is I mix the cornstarch with the powdered sugar before I sift it. So now we will make sure we have a very clean table, because anything that's on your table is going to be on your fondant. Okay, and we are also going to use a very small amount of shortening. I use Puratos white shortening because it's tasteless, and it also is, it doesn't have any rancid smell. Okay, so we just want to make sure that most of the part of your table that's going to get smeared with the marshmallow and the sugar is going to be covered with a very thin layer of shortening. There. Okay, now we are going to sift our powdered sugar and our cornstarch. Again, we've already mixed them in this bowl so that you get a nice, even consistency when you sift. I like to sift it in a circle because later on we are going to make a shallow well. This can get messy, so make sure your hands are very clean because you have nothing else to use but your hands You cannot use gloves while making fondant. And again, this can get messy, so make sure you're dressed for the occasion. That's why I'm wearing a white chef's coat, because otherwise you'll see all of that white powder and a dark chef's coat. Okay. Why do we have to sift? Because if you have balls of white sugar, powdered sugar in there, and it gets wet with the marshmallow, that's going to harden into a ball if you have sugar lumps. And then you're going to have a lot of white sugar lumps in your fondant, which is not nice. Almost there. There you go. Now, while we are waiting for me to get done sifting, Joanna will microwave our marshmallows. So you have your large white marshmallows, and all you need to do is microwave it until it turns runny. The ants love it when I make fondant. Okay, now we're going to make a well. This is so your marshmallows won't run into a river outside of your table. There you go. So we have here our nicely melted marshmallows. Took us about a minute to get this into this consistency, but you know, every microwave is different. So make sure you don't overheat your marshmallows. So now I'm going to put shortening on my hands. I'm going to grease my hands so that it doesn't stick to my hand when I am kneading it. It's also a bit hot, so if you guys are doing this, be very careful. There you go. Nice and soft. Now, once you put it in there, you have to work fast because the heat from the marshmallows can make your sugar form into balls. Again, you're going to have a problem with sugar lumps, so you have to work fast. There you go. So just fold it in. Make sure you go under the melted marshmallow and fold it inwards like that. It's just like kind of kneading bread, but it's very soft, so there's almost no effort in making this. This is a big batch. I can probably cover 3 7x4 cakes with this. There. Now once all of the sugar has been absorbed by your marshmallows, then you can knead a little harder. So you get it all in there. Now when I'm making a smaller batch, like maybe a half batch, I can actually use my Breville Bakery Boss to knead this for me. But quite often I have this big a batch, so I always use my hands. It's always also better because you can feel it. You can feel lumps. You can feel if it has been kneaded enough. You don't want to over knead it because it goes dry if you over knead your fondant. There you go. It should be nice and smooth. There. No lumps at all. There. It's quite soft and easy to knead. Sometimes really there's leftover sugar because not all marshmallows are the same. Some need more sugar, some need less sugar, but the amount of sugar that I gave you earlier is, I would say, the maximum amount of sugar that you need for this recipe. Okay, so, oops, the table is moving. So as soon as you get a nice and smooth consistency, you can stop and wrap it in cling wrap. So there. You see, the surface is really smooth. We are now going to cling wrap our fondant. Let me just clean the table a little. Okay. We cling wrap it into smaller sections so that if you just need a small amount, you don't need to take out a whole batch of fondant. I just love this cling wrap from SNR. It cuts really smoothly. There. Now there's no need to refrigerate this. You can just keep it at room temperature. It will stay good since it has a lot of sugar. It will stay good for months and months, maybe about 3 months, without you refrigerating it. So just make sure it's in a place that's dry, that's important, and doesn't get direct sunlight. You can put it in a plastic container, so you know you can keep all of your fondant there. If you are going to use color, then you can color the fondant even before you cling wrap it. I'm going to leave a small amount so that I can show you how nice it is, even without curing. Nice, no? You just slide it and it's done. There you go. So this is the small piece that we removed from the pack, and I just want to show you that you can actually use it right after you make it, even if you do not cure it. I'm lifting it off the table after each time I roll it so that it doesn't stick. Because if you keep rolling and rolling like this, you'll be surprised that it's already sticking to your table. There you go. There. Be careful because it's still very soft and you can tear it easily. But so far, as I have used this kind of fondant, it's really very nice and it's so easy to make, and you can make it in a hurry. Of course, it's not as flexible as the original Flexi fondant in my class, but it's still very good. See? Very thin. So I hope you enjoy making this fondant, and I do hope that you make it and post it and then tag me so that I can be happy and make more videos for you. So if you still have not subscribed to this channel, the Buttercream Diva, please do so because we have new videos every week that can help you become a better baker. Thanks for watching, guys.